Check us out in Spanish at Universos Abiertos. A new breed of humans is now being revealed. Stan Lee may have predicted the future in his comic books and perhaps given us instructions on how to assist the new and real generation of ex-humans. From mind readers to fire starters, here are the children with the most amazing superpowers. Let's hope we can all assist making these superheroes the good guys. And if you like the video, click the subscribe button. And in the comments, tell us what is the best superhero TV or movie franchise? Remember, Ned is somewhere in the video. Comment when you see our mascot, the Firekeeper. There are a couple of movies that have shown a young woman causing mayhem with her fire abilities. Many of those movies do have a very sad ending, and we hope things are better for this superhuman girl who is a real fire starter. Emma Tablate is a young girl who lives in a remote western village in the Philippines. Everywhere she went, fires will break out. The town people were starting to think that she was a pyromaniac who loved starting fires around with matches and that she did it on purpose. As concerns grew, the police was sent to her house to figure out how to control the child and have her stop. Later, the mayor and scientists launched an investigation that revealed that Emma was gifted with pyrokinesis, which is the ability to start a fire with her mind. Even after that explanation, the townspeople continue fearing her, but not her family. They are helping her control her gift. Not only can she say fire and it starts, but she can also predict where a fire will start anywhere in the village. Don't get her upset or have her watch the movie Carrie. She does not need any ideas. Night Eye. In another remote village, this time in China, there is a young boy named Nong Yo-hui who was born with blue eyes that look green in daylight. So far, not an issue, even though his parents are both black-eyed and have no family history of another color. What makes this boy even more interesting, besides his crystalline blue eyes, is that at night, the boy has perfect vision. His eyes glow like cat eyes when the light shines on them. According to one of the village doctors, the boy should outgrow his night vision anytime soon, but as it turns out, he's still able to read books and even go for a walk in near pitch black conditions. The Mind Reader. There are many abilities that we have. The ability to feel compassion, and every once in a while, we may even be able to predict how the other person will react to an issue. But this remarkable young girl from India can do much more than that. Meet Nadana Unikrishnan, who was diagnosed with broad-spectrum autism when she was a baby. But don't let her fool you. Nadana can read her mother's thoughts. Even before her mother could say a word, her daughter is already responding. Scientific investigations found that even if her mother is in a different room, she could say exactly the words and numbers her mother was thinking of. Amazing, huh? Artsy. You may have been doodling since you were a little kid, but very few children have their artwork displayed at any other places besides the family refrigerator. Meet Aelita Andre from Australia. She's only 10 years old and she has accomplished more than many famous artists by her age. Aelita started displaying her artistic talents at 9 months of age. It may not be very surprising since her parents are both artists, but genetics do not make you successful at your parents' trade. By the time she was 2 years old, her artwork was displayed in a group exhibition where she showed the world her true and innate talents beyond anything her parents could ever teach her. In 2011, she had her own exhibition in New York. Surrealism and abstract expressionism are her signature periods, and one of her paintings recently sold for over $3,000. Brainy. When thinking of some of the most brilliant minds who have ever existed in the world, Albert Einstein comes to mind. With his measured IQ of 160, few people have such high scores. But that is not the case with this smart little boy from a city called La Ceja near Medellin, Colombia. Miguel Ángel Rojas, by the age of 2, he could read Spanish as well as English. And by the age of 5, he was tested with an IQ of, 160. He also added more language to his list of achievements. He now speaks Russian and Arabic as well. There is also another little girl in the US called Elise Tan Roberts with an IQ of 156. Starboy. This now 11-year-old young man is a remarkable human being. Well, maybe not, about the human being part. Since he was a little boy, Boreshka, a boy from Russia, has shown signs of incredible learning abilities and was able to even speak when he was a couple of months old. He is so extraordinary that by the age of 1, he was reading newspapers. His most interesting trait, besides faster development, is that the boy remembers his past lives, but not on Earth. Borishka says that he was actually born in Mars for several past lives and goes into very specific details about technology and planetary science. When asked about why every time there is an expedition sent to Mars and it gets destroyed, he said that it has to do with the harmful radiation the Earth ships produce and that Martians transmit signals to destroy anything harmful, including expedition ships. He even goes further as saying that what happens to Mars is that there was a terrible war that destroyed the atmosphere and therefore there are underground cities to this day. I tell you, this boy is truly out of this world. The healer. When thinking of a beneficial superpower for many, perhaps the gift of healing may come to mind. For other people to have, since it sounds draining, to have people showing up at your house at all times. But there are a couple of emerging cases in Brazil and India where the business of healing is becoming a very popular tourist attraction, with followers over the thousands. An emerging popular healer in Brazil is Eleni Santos, who since the age of 3 has been showing hope and health to many in her dad's church. Some people who have suffered terrible illnesses for a long time have now felt better after spending time in her presence. Supergirl. This Russian young woman is Anna Baelish, who by the age of 10 was already displaying her Hulk-like strength by doing 1,500 push-ups in less than an hour in front of an audience, and therefore earning her place at the Guinness Book of World Records. Since then, she has amazed people with her elasticity and balance. One of her most impressive stunts was firing a bow and arrow with her feet while balancing in 2 stilts. The best shot was less than an inch away from the center of the target. According to expert athletes, hitting a target with a bow and arrow is challenging, but extremely impressive and nearly impossible to do it with your feet. Shakuntala Devi, our superhuman, was born in India with what we can say is a calculator in her brain. Since a very young age, Shakuntala was able to do very complex math, but her family was very poor and wasn't able to help her develop her talents. As it turns out, Shakuntala was not only smart with numbers, but a very clever young woman who started earning a living doing shows for universities. She was so successful that she became the sole breadwinner of her household. She's so brilliant that she was challenged to play against a computer. And she won twice. X-Ray. Continue with the fantastic superpowers. Here is another supergirl. The superhuman is Natasha Demkina, who is gifted with X-ray vision. It's not used as the airports do to detect guns, though. This young woman has patience, works with doctors, and more. Her power also began to manifest itself by the age of 10. According to accounts, she started to be able to see inside her mother's body and then expanded to friends and family. Her gift manifested after a surgery removing her appendix. And her superpower has been used for good. She has assisted people with many health issues. The real superheroes. After much research, superpowers can be grouped into 4 types. Here is a breakdown. The first and most obvious, by the way, is the way of birth. Some of the children we saw today are born with either a genetic difference, like in the case of Chinese boy who could see in the dark, or children with incredible brain power, like the Colombian boy Miguel. The next superhuman power comes after an accident or perhaps a surgery, like in the case of Natasha, who had surgery at the age of 10. The third superpower comes from disability, or in the case of the Indian girl Nadana, just a difference in wiring. Last but never least, pure hard work. Examples of pure hard work and some curious extra added onto the mix will be the case of Anna Baelish as well as Aelita Andre. Both had the potential, but the two, for sure, have worked really hard to continue developing and performing their gift. Regardless of how one gained their superpower, at the end of the day, we the adults should be the superheroes to our children, showing them that we have the impressive ability to fall down and get up, to have perseverance and respect. Children with amazing superpowers discovered. What else would you like to explore? Let me know and click the like button. Thank you again for watching.